Buonasera. On behalf of Mrs. Barb Lyons, my wife Kimmy and myself, benvenuti. We are humbled and thankful that you are here today to celebrate with us Dan and Angela's joyous occasion. First things first, if you will all raise a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Lyons. May all of today's excitement, anxiousness, happiness, and joy continue for the rest of your lives. And may God continue to bless you with love, happiness, and good health. Salute. So before I give honor to the newlyweds, I would like to recognize and thank some of you for what I've seen as a role you've played in Angela's journey. Brenda, for giving her life, and what a precious life it has been. To my loving wife, Kimmy, whose love has shone through her quiet but constant attention to Angie's wants and needs. You are a special soul and I love you. To all you beautiful bridesmaids and bridemaidens, I've seen and listened to many tales of friendships, marriages, and in some cases, childbirths. And through the years, you've all managed to stay close friends. Admirable. To her cloudy colleagues, where are you? You have welcomed, included, and showered her with your friendship and love. God bless you. And of course, to all her family, her aunts, her uncles, her cousins, and her beautiful niece. Where's she at? Your love has helped guide Angela to this point. But there is someone, Gabriella, vieni qua, honey. I need that. Hold on, and we'll find out where she's sitting, okay? There's someone who holds a special place in my heart, who unselfishly worked diligently to enable Ange to achieve her relentless desire to teach today's and tomorrow's youth. I cannot begin to explain my gratitude and thankfulness for the instrumental role you've played in helping her achieve her dream. God bless you, Mrs. Jan Russell. Where are you? Back in the corner, right in front of the window. Jan, show this beautiful girl where you're sitting. Okay, lastly, I don't even know if she's in here. A big shout out to Elvie and Al for your meticulous planning and organization, making Angela's dream day come true. You're the best, sweetheart, wherever you are. All right. So, when Ange asked me if I was going to give a speech today, my response was, well, yeah, but what should I say besides how much I love you and how proud I am of you? Her reply was, Say something about when I was a little girl, Daddy. And here's the best part. Tell him how strong I was. Tell him I was stronger than all the boys. That's no shit. She is strong. So, where am I? So immediately my first thought and sight picture were her birth. 20 April 1993. I'll never forget it, or the immediate joy that washed over me. After that memory, I spent countless nights in bed thinking of all the memories and what I should say. So I'll tell you a few of the memories that stick out the most. First, it was the thumb and the yellow blankie. You know, the yellow blanket with the silky edge. You all know what those look like. That somehow had a tear. The tear was between the blanket and the silky edge. She could suck her thumb and somehow get her finger in there and rub that silk. Couldn't go anywhere without that damn blanket. And she hung on to it until there was only a 2-inch square left. If I'm lying, I'm dying. But fear not. She has now grown from the yellow blankie to her Roo. Her Roo is a gray sweatshirt. That you're not permitted to wash. Right, Barb? She's still my little girl at heart. Then there was the look. The look when someone other than family came to visit. I'll never forget it. And here's what it was. Remember the look? Then the learning to swim at Ogilvie Park. I used to put her in my hand, and I would teach her to doggy paddle, and as she was getting stronger and stronger, I'd let her go until she started going underwater, you know. And once she got strong enough to keep herself afloat, I took her to the deep end of the pool. And I can't remember if Brenda was on one end or if she was holding on to the ledge of the pool. That was a cement pool, but about a foot down there was like a concrete gutter. Anyway, that's where she would start. And I would hold my hands out and she would doggy paddle towards me. And as she kept getting better and stronger, I'd back up a little bit and she'd swim. Well, she was doing so well that I was going to make her work. So if she's swimming, I'm backing up. Well, somehow she lurched forward and she grabbed a hold of a handful of chest hair. Strong. I screamed out so loud the whole pool went quiet. Then her love of pets. Years, she begged for a cat. I hated cats. So we got a dog. That was fine. Oh, boo-boo. But now she wanted a Saint Bernard. I'm thinking, oh my God. Can you imagine the size of those dog turds? Here's the best one. When she knew she couldn't get the Saint Bernard, she wanted a bulldog. You know that. I'm thinking, God, Ange, that's the ugliest dog alive. And lower jaw sticks out. But it didn't matter to her. She thought they were just adorable. I just want to squeeze him, Daddy. Needless to say, eventually she ended up getting a cat. You want to know what she named it? Frady. Frady cat? How appropriate. She was also my best Cub Scout. She never missed a meeting. Then one time I took her to my favorite hunting woods. I always saw deer and things there, so I just wanted to see her see it. Eventually, I had to put her on my lap and physically hold her hands down on top of my legs. She wouldn't sit still. I'm telling Ange, you can't move, honey. They're going to see your movement. Nobody's going to come around. So I'm holding her hands on my lap, but didn't stop her from talking. Needless to say, we didn't see much that day. Then one time I took her to a Penguin game at the Civic Arena. Good seats, right near center ice, up around the 4th level. You know, if you've ever been to the Civic Arena, you get up there pretty good sometime. So we're seated in the middle of the row, and it wasn't 5 minutes. Daddy, I gotta pee. Okay, we get up. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Okay, we go to the bathroom. Come back up the steps. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. So about 10 minutes later, Daddy, I gotta pee. Okay, babe, come on. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me. We go pee, come back, excuse me, pardon me. By now, these people like had enough. I don't even remember who we were playing. All I did was go back and forth to the bathroom. It went on for most of the game. It wasn't until years later that I found out she really didn't have to pee. She was scared of the height. Right? I can't fail to mention her volleyball career, where her strength showed again in her serve. Go Comets! Fast forward to her learning to drive. All she had to learn in was a full-size 4-wheel drive pickup with a cap on the back that you really couldn't see through. The windows were dark. You couldn't use anything but the side mirrors. Learning to parallel park every night in the 3-point turn in a full-size pickup using just the mirrors. She tested in that truck and passed on her first attempt. These are just a few of the milestones that come to mind. There's several more, but I'll just keep them in my heart. There are several words I can use to describe Ange, like persistent, hardworking, stubborn, Jew. Strong, caring of other people's feelings, but the one word I'll use to describe her is joy. The definition, it's a noun. It's a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. And that's what she brings to all who know her, and they will agree. Now, I would like to thank the late Tim Lyons and Barb Lyons for raising such a fine young man. In the short time I've known Dan, I've found how thoughtful, how kind, respectful, honest, empathetic, and giving he is. That's not funny. That's the truth. And that's just to name a few of his qualities. He has many, many good qualities. You know, ever since Ange was a budding little princess, I, like any self-respecting daddy, worried and thought about what kind of kid she was going to drag home. At one point I thought, this is hopeless. It wasn't funny to me. So hopeless, I'm thinking I'm going to end up in prison. How about I come close? But by the grace of God, Benj and Katie made the match. Salute. Okay, where am I? This much I will say, and this much I will say. As a father of a daughter, I couldn't have picked anyone better to be my little girl's husband. Nobody. Thank you, Davy boy, for loving and respecting my little girl. I'll be damn proud to call you son-in-law. And I told you before, I'll either give or take an ass kicking for you, boy.